हेलो फ्रेंड्स, स्वागत है आप सभी का यहाँ पे। तो अभी लेटेस्ट जो यहाँ पे 21 जून का ऑल इंडिया बैंक पेंशनर्स एंड रिटायरीज कॉन्फेडरेशन की तरफ से सर्कुलर इशू करा गया है रिगार्डिंग ग्रुप मेडिकल इंश्योरेंस स्कीम फॉर बैंक रिटायरीज फॉर द ईयर नवंबर 2023 टू अक्टूबर 2024। उसी के रिगार्डिंग ये सर्कुलर नंबर 47/23 उसको यहाँ पे देखेंगे। वी रिप्रोड्यूस्ड हेयर अंडर द टेक्स्ट ऑफ आवर लेटर written on 20th June to the chairman IBA on the above subject for information of members। सुप्रीता सरकार जी ने ये सर्कुलर जो लेटर लिखा है टू द चेयरमैन इंडियन बैंक एसोसिएशन मुंबई regarding group medical insurance scheme for bank retirees for the year November 23 to October 2024। We had a series of correspondence with you on the above subject, and the last comprehensive letter in this regard was written on 22nd of March 2023, and we reiterate the principal point of the said letter for your ready reference and kind considerations. The real stakeholders of the GMIS are the bank retirees. IBA should have called upon the apex organization of bank retirees to know their views. The so-called argument of IBA that it does not have any mandate from banks to talk to retirees organization is empty logic. So carrying no sense. So since the members of bank passed the resolution in this regard in various boards on a text dictated by IBA in writing, so our organization is opposed to the idea of making an qualitative degradation of the GMISR in the name of so-called improvement. So when IBA seeks suggestions on caps on various ailments, is it not known to IBA that a ceiling already exists and which varies from place to place, and that the insurance companies जो कि हमारे TPAs हैं do not even always honor the so-called concept of calling ceiling, which is applicable for particular ailment at a particular place. So marginal benefits by major compromises on terms and conditions may be hailed as a welcome development by persons who by good fortune will not be admitted to hospitals during the operative period of the policy, but the persons who will need to use the policy will have to undergo severe financial crisis by making huge payment from his or her resources at the time of release. So we believe that IBA stands in this regard is not at all consonant with the letter DFS Government of India dated 24th February 2012, which says banks may consider the option of group insurance policies for both serving and retired employees instead of direct payment of benefits from the fund. How come that the retirees will have to be put so much of financial hardships by making an ever increasing premiums which at present has reached the intolerable height? So this is an area on which we have harped again and again, but it has turned to be beefing in the wilderness. So the employers cannot shake off their hands completely from the minimum most humanitarian responsibilities which they would have toward the retired employees. So the policy of working employees and the retirees should be clubbed together. The premium of working employees and retirees should also be same, and for calculation of claim ratio such single merged policy should be taken as base. The base limit for providing super top up facility should not be cadre based, it should be based on cover limit. IBA should have to take effective steps with the GST Council, Government of India for waiver of GST components on insurance premium. Provision of super top up policy should be made available for all slabs of base policies. Moreover, there should be provision of super top up cover and above the normal super cover at reasonable cost in respect of certain critical illness. There should not be discrepancy in the amount of premiums in any slab of base policy and or combination of base policy and super top up policy, and we have pointed out several such discrepancies in the past by giving illustrations. So hence the issue is known to you, and fixation of this domiciliary premium has been an unrealistic mockery, and it displays non-application of mind on part of the insurance company. The premiums once determined should be kept unaltered for at least 3 years. The policy should cover retired employees, his spouse, dependent children, and also physically and mentally retarded children. The 1 month gap between the cover of serving employee policy and retired policy should be removed. The retirees who could not join earlier in the policy or had discontinued from the policy for financial constraints should be allowed to join the policy as has been permitted in certain years. All the retirees should be covered by GMIS as inavailable for serving employees and officers. For retirees staying abroad during the policy renewal, IBA should advise the banks to make provisions in the system for renewal by such people. Apart from what has been told in the foregoing paragraphs, there are a lot of problems, issues which can be sorted out by bilateral discussions between IBA and retiree organizations. So, some such issues are transportation charges of patients by vehicle other than ambulance, coverage of all modern therapies, hormone injection for treatment of cancer patients, appointment of such TPA only which have uniform network throughout the country. The IBA policy should be extended to all the member banks as the retirees join the policy in the year 2015, and any discontinuance for them in the nature of violation of contract as other policies have the retrograde clause of pre-existing disease and waiting period. The norms of creation of staff welfare fund should be immediately changed. It is an old policy have retrograde clause of pre-existing disease and waiting period, and the norms of creating staff welfare fund should be immediately changed. It is old over a decade. So after merger of several nationalized bank, the number of human hands had gone up considerably, whereas the upper ceiling remains the same. So moreover, the formula of calculation of quantum of funds need an immediate review. It should be 3% of operating profit instead of the net profit without any ceiling. So to conclude, we want immediate discussion between IBA and Vex Labor Retirees Organization on issues relating to GMISR. We do not want any qualitative and quantitative degradation of the terms and conditions. We want that IBA will follow the directives of DFS, where there is no word about payment of premium by retirees. We want evolving out of scheme which have a human touch to retired employees. With kind regards, Mr. K. V. Acharya and Suprita Sarkar.